Welcome to AutoCAD 2D modeling. The model you are seeing on your screen is quite an interesting one. Okay, it's again a 2D model, so let's begin with the workbench first. We are on exactly the 2D workbench. Define the units. Okay, next is to choose your reference point. So as per the measurements provided in this model, for me it is very much convenient to take the reference point exactly right here because from this point onwards, I have been provided with so many measurements. Like you need to go 1.5 units left and right both, and zero point 0.5 units upward to achieve or draw these circles, and just go 2.5 minus zero point 0.5 downward for the center point of these circles, right? So let's begin with the model first and let's see what happened. Okay, so the radius, the measurement provided for this very first circle is in terms of diameter, and that is 1.25. All right, so here I'm gonna take this as 0, comma 0. Okay, so what is this? Diameter 1.25. 0 tab 0, and the diameter is 1.25. Enter. The radius is the circle is here, but it is quite small. So you just need to zoom in twice or maybe thrice like this. We zoom out a little bit because we have the whole model. Perfect. Next step is to draw the other circles. So let's forget this one. Okay, now just let me point out for you the center point for this circle, and that this is 1.5 away on x-axis towards right, whereas zero point 0.5 on positive y-axis upward, like this. Accordingly, this center point will be just negative in term of x-axis as 1 minus 1.5, whereas y-axis will remain same. That is 0 0.5. So 0 0.5 on same vertical y-axis. Before drawing this circle, the measurements provided are here in these two forms. Because if you notice, these all three circles are exactly same, and that is zero point 0.5. However, there is one more concentric circle on these centers, these three centers, with a measurement of radius provided 0.5. So let me first tell you all three center points and measurement for all three circles, the concentric one. So the center point for this area location will become how much? You are going nowhere on x-axis and only so it will be 0 on x-axis, whereas you are coming downward on how much length? This is altogether 2.5. So 2.5 minus zero point 0.5 will be 2, but you are going downward, so it will be minus 2. For the concentric circles, one measurement is zero point 0.5 and one is again zero point 0.5. But the inner one for this circle, this will be the diameter, because you it's logically it makes sense. Like if you take or if you consider this as radius as well, the two circles are gonna be overlap. Whereas if you take this one as diameter, its radius will become the half, and that will be 0.25. So 0.25 radius and zero point 0.5 radius, the outer one, makes sense. Other than this, you can see it is written here drill three holes. So these are basically the three holes, and these three holes uh, are basically should be a part of uh, I can say the 3D model. But as I said, we are on 2D model. So for 2D model, we don't have exactly the drill option, but I will tell you another option that may appear or represent these part in in a form of drill. So that will be you will find out these things later on. But first go for the circles. All right. So now considering any of the center point first, like I am going to consider this one on 1.5 and 0.5. So take a circle with the diameter. You always need to be very much carefully figure out the exact location or the center point for the circles. This is one important thing. Rest is very much easy. So analyzing or finding out or figure out the center point or the location is the most important thing, because you can see in my previous lectures as well that in not even a single model the center point has been provided. You always need to figure them out on your own. So 1.5 and 0.5, 1.5 tab 0.5, enter. And the first measurement is diameter of zero point 0.5 and then radius of zero point 0.5 on same center point. So it's zero point 0.5 on diameter, and on exactly the same location, take a radius. Yeah, it is pointing out the center, so it's very much easy. Radius is again 0 0.5. Now you see, all right. Now for another circle part, the location is, or the coordinate points is minus 1.5 and zero point 0.5, minus 1.5 and zero point 0.5, and the diameter is zero point 0.5, and take the same value as the radius on same center point, zero point 0.5, like this. Now just drag your model like this, and the center point 0 comma minus 2 for the same measurements, 0 comma minus 2. So circle with diameter first on 0 tab minus 2. It's here. Diameter is 0 0.5, and now the radius on same center point, if it can find out it. Okay, 0 tab minus 2, radius is zero point 0.5, same. Perfect. Now you can zoom out like this. Okay, let me first erase these extra measurements. Next thing is to make this curve part. For that, if you recall your previous lectures, you will remember that you have one extremely useful command present in the menu of circle. That is 10, 10 radius. If you have a radius and you have two circles to drop down your arc or to place your arc on them, you can use that command. So keeping the radius of 3 in your mind, just go for that. Here, that beautiful command it is 10, 10, and radius. So specify point on the object first. So just take the tangent point like this. Okay, let me first zoom in for you. Zoom in a little bit more. Okay, like this. Perfect. Now again choose the command. You need to place your cursor on circumference of the outer circle, and once it appears, the statement refer tangent, just click. For the second tangent, come over here on reference of another outer circle and click anywhere. And now it will ask you to give the radius, and the radius is 3. Enter. So you see, okay, we need to zoom out, and you see a big circle has been created by AutoCAD by using the easiest command. Next part is to make the straight lines connecting these outer circles. For that, you can easily go for, just zoom in a little bit and like this. In order to draw the straight line, I have one um clue for you that draw a line taking from the center till an angle of, you can see, it is measuring from downward. So angle would be 90, I guess. If we take 45, then I can type it manually. Tab 135 like this. And if I do the same here, center with an angle of 135. Let's see. It's an hit and trial basis. So intersection point, intersection point. No, it's not that that good. So let's take some other angle. I guess greater than 135. I would take center point and the angle. Okay, again, center point, tab to 145 angle, and center point to tab 145. Let's see if it works. Again, a straight line, intersection, and intersection. Yeah, this is pretty much enough. So same at this point, take a line, first point at the center point, and angle might be 35. It works. Okay. and line, center point or end point, and angle 35. Let's see if it works on this side as well. Then I'll tell you why I am doing this. So intersection point and intersection point. Perfect. Yeah, it's perfect. Okay, what I have done is basically I just draw a small reference line for my very own sake at certain angle starting from the center that can make an intersection point between this circumference of the circle and this reference line, this small reference line. Because once I get the intersection point on both meeting points, like uh, okay, here, like this. So once I get the intersection point, you see here, I started my actual line from that first intersection point and I attached that line on another intersection point. Why I did that so? Because I can draw a straight line without even defining that intersection point. That will make you a trouble once you go to trim off the extra part of this circle. That will make a trouble for you. Why is that so? It is because the trim option only trims the object which are connected to each other or which are exactly joined with each other. If there is any small gap distance, the AutoCAD would find in between this straight line and the circle. It won't trim the half part of the circle. That is why it was it was for the safe side, I just took these intersection points. Now I don't need these reference lines anymore. So I'm gonna erase all of them in one single go. Just delete. That's it. Now zoom out. And I don't want this extra part of this larger circle, but once I select the circle, it will select the circle as a whole. So I need trim command at this time, and I need to trim off only this excess part of the circle. And because the larger circle is exactly touching or intersecting this circle, that is why it is allowing me to trim off the uh, other part. As I told you, once the objects are intersect in or touches each other, that will divide the whole shape into parts. So like this, and erase this one as well. Now coming towards the last part of the story, and that is here. It has been said that point 0.5 drill 3 hole, or you can say drill 3 holes with a measurement of point 0.5. Whenever the drill is provided in terms of measurement, it is diameter. One thing. Another thing is to mention the holes. And for that sake, I am going to introduce a command because this is a 2D model. We cannot exactly the drill of create a drill into this. And the drill command is basically for the 3D models. So the exact hole can be created in the 3D model actually. So for 2D, in order to just create a difference, uh, you can use this command. It's hatch. It says fills an enclosed area or selected object with a hatch pattern. What it will do or how the end products look like, you will see here. Zoom out. Here is the hatch command. in all the means, you have a variety of options to choose the pattern, like solid, gradient, or whatever. So if you want a pattern, so you can, it says pick internal point like this. Just click anywhere like this. And you see, but you can see the hatch has been created in the center circle as well, and we don't need to drill off that part. So I just again choose the hash command and fill out this internal part as well. So now it can very much give a feelings of a drilled part. Rest you can also use, as I told you, that it's up to you if you want to take the solid pattern. So it will look like this. Again, you have to take the H command and choose the solid, pick the internal point. But the drawback is one, that it will erase your internal circle. It won't make a differentiate between. So you can keep it as a hatch pattern sort of, and the rest would be the solid. So this will give very much gives you an effect of drilled part. Last but not the least is your dimensions, and select the circle part, zero point 0.5 radius, very much, and the diameter for the inner circles like this. If you use the uh, pattern kind or the gradient one like this, so you can figure out or point out your arrow exactly. So this is pretty good. And the last one for the radius of this arc, it's 3. And if is there anything else, you can go for reference lines. And if you want, okay, let's point out one like this at an angle of 180. So tab 180, escape, and line from the center, angle 180, enter, and the line again from the center point. Okay, let me type it for you. And the angle of 180, tab 180, enter, escape. Let's delete the radius from here and point it somewhere else. Like it was the radius for the circle. Okay, here. Perfect. Now for the linear dimensions, you can mention the distance between these two, that is 0.5, and the distance between these two was 2.5, and that's it. So it's up for this lecture. And if there is any query, you can drop down a comment for further any query if you have. See you in the next lecture. Thank you.